You think you're in control of your life. You think your decisions are rational. But what if the parts you've buried are making all your choices? That sudden rage over nothing. That person you can't stop judging. That exhaustion you can't explain. Those aren't random. That's your shadow screaming. In the last video, we explored what the shadow is. Today, we're going to discover how to know if it's controlling you. 9 signs backed by Jungian psychology. And the first one? You might be doing it right now. Most people never see these patterns. They live entire lives as puppets to their buried selves. Here's how to know if that's you. Sign 1. You judge others intensely. Certain people trigger instant disgust. You can't stop criticizing specific traits. You feel moral outrage. That's deeply personal. Jung said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." This is what he called projection. We unconsciously project our disowned traits onto others. What you criticize most harshly in someone else is often what you've refused to see in yourself. You hate fake people? You fear your own inauthenticity. You're obsessed with calling out laziness? You're denying your own exhaustion. You're disgusted by attention seekers? You've buried your desire to be seen. You judge selfish people? You've suppressed your own needs. Here's how to recognize it. Your criticism has emotional charge. You can't let it go. You bring it up repeatedly. That's not observation. That's confession. Sign 2. You attract the same toxic people repeatedly. And usually, the people you judge most are the ones you keep dating or befriending. Different person, same dynamic. Why does this keep happening to me? Jung observed that we unconsciously seek people who embody our shadow. It's the psyche's attempt at wholeness. You keep attracting the same type because they're showing you what you won't acknowledge in yourself. The aggressive person attracts aggressive partners because they've buried their own aggression. The nice person attracts narcissists because they've buried their own selfishness. The responsible person attracts irresponsible partners because they've buried their desire for freedom. Here's the uncomfortable truth. They're not your opposite. They're your mirror. You chose them because they express the parts you hide. External change without internal integration equals the same result with a different face. Sign 3. Perfectionism that paralyzes you. But when you realize you can't control the chaos in your relationships, you try to control yourself perfectly. You can't start because it won't be perfect. Endless preparation. No action. Here's what's really happening. Perfectionism isn't about excellence. It's about control. If everything is perfect, your bad parts can't emerge. What you're really afraid of is that making a mistake reveals you're human. Being criticized confirms buried inadequacy. The paralysis cycle works like this. Your shadow whispers, "You're not good enough." Your ego responds, "I must be perfect." Result: nothing gets done. The shadow wins by keeping you stuck. If good enough terrifies you, that's shadow control. Sign 4. You're exhausted from being good. And this constant need for perfection comes with a heavy price. Exhaustion. You perform appropriate behavior until it drains you. Social situations leave you depleted. You always say yes when you mean no. This is what psychologists call ego depletion. Willpower is a finite resource. When you spend all day fighting your true nature to maintain that perfect image, you have nothing left for anything else. Am I too much? Too little? Too loud? Too quiet? The constant self-monitoring doesn't create calm. It creates exhaustion disguised as virtue. Here's the shadow truth. You're not naturally this nice. You're terrified of your bad parts. The exhaustion is the cost of the war within. Sign 5. You have intense, unexplained reactions. And when you are this exhausted, your emotional defenses weaken. That's when small things trigger massive reactions. Small criticism triggers a huge emotional response. A minor inconvenience becomes a complete meltdown. Here's the truth. The trigger isn't the actual event. It's touching a buried part of you. Someone criticizes your work, and you explode. That's not about the work. That's your shadow whispering, "I'm not good enough." Your partner asks a simple question, and you feel attacked. That's not about the question. That's your buried fear of being controlled. In psychology, this is called displacement. When your reaction is bigger than the trigger, that's your shadow speaking. Here's the tell. If your reaction confuses even you, that's shadow. Sign 6. You can't handle compliments. But here's where it gets interesting. It's not just your darkness that triggers you. It's your light. Someone praises you, and you immediately feel uncomfortable. You deflect, minimize, joke it away. It was nothing. Anyone could do it. I just got lucky. Here's the twist. In Jungian psychology, this is known as the golden shadow. Your power, your talent, your confidence, your deservingness. You were told not to brag. You were taught that confidence equals arrogance. So you buried your own magnificence. The deeper issue: if you were truly powerful, what would people expect? It's safer to stay small. Your shadow doesn't just contain your darkness. It contains your light too. If receiving praise feels dangerous, that's your buried positive shadow. Sign 7. Sudden personality shifts. But whether you bury the light or the dark, the pressure eventually becomes too much. And the dam breaks. The nice person becomes suddenly cruel. The calm person explodes. The rational person acts insane. I don't know what came over me. Here's what actually happened. The shadow took over. Your controlled self couldn't hold it anymore. The basement door broke open. The devoted parent who screams at their child. The gentle person who says something vicious. Jung warned us. The shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality. The shadow will erupt. The only question is when and how destructively. The aftermath is shame. That's not who I am, but it is who you are. Just the part you won't acknowledge. Sign 8. You have recurring dreams of being chased. And if you're still ignoring these signs while awake, your shadow will find you in your sleep. You're running from something dark. A monster or figure is pursuing you. You never see its face clearly. You wake up in panic. Jung's dream analysis reveals this. The pursuer is you. Literally, your shadow self. The parts you run from don't disappear. They chase you through your subconscious. Dreams bypass your ego defenses. Your unconscious shows you what you deny during the day. The more you run while awake, the more you're chased while asleep. Here's the pattern. The same dream repeating is an urgent message. Your psyche is demanding integration. Sign 9. You feel incomplete despite success. And this brings us to the deepest sign, the one that intelligent people feel most acutely. You've achieved everything you wanted. Good job, good relationships, good life. But something's missing. A hollow feeling you can't explain. Here's the shadow truth. You've only developed half of yourself. The acceptable half. The other half is locked away. Success with half a self equals an incomplete life. What you're missing isn't more achievement. It's not more validation. It's wholeness. Jung called this individuation. You can't feel complete without all of you. The saint and the sinner. The light and the dark. As Schopenhauer observed, intelligent people suffer more because they see more clearly. You succeeded at becoming someone, but not at becoming yourself. I have everything I wanted, so why do I feel empty? That's your shadow calling. How many of these 9 signs did you see in yourself? If you recognized yourself in the first 3 signs alone, your shadow is speaking. 5 or more? Your shadow is running the show. But here's what matters. These aren't character flaws. They're signals. Your psyche trying to become whole. So what do you do about it? How do you actually integrate your shadow? Next video. The practical process Jung used. Shadow integration, step by step.